So the WBC has apparently are in talks to begin to formally order Shawn Porter versus Danny Garcia. And my thoughts on this whole situation as a whole is that I think that this is a great move for Shawn Porter, terrible move for Danny Garcia and Team Garcia. This is a fight where if you ever really wanted to see all the things that I've pointed out, throughout the history of my channel, because I've been an open and avid critic of Danny Garcia. Everything I've ever told you guys about Danny Garcia, and I said to you how fundamentally flawed he is, and that if he's in there with fighters who are able to not only take his punch, but are going to be on the same level as him as far as age, as far as strength, it's going to be a problem for him. The problem with Shawn Porter is that Shawn Porter tends to get caught in exchanges, and he tends to get lazy. I don't want to say lazy, because he's really not a lazy fighter. He's anything but lazy. What Shawn Porter is this relentless animal, a savage, and I love him for his savagery in the ring, man. I really do. He literally will show you what you're made of. If you don't know what you're made of, you will know at the end of 12 rounds of fighting Shawn Porter, and fans will too. He forces you to have only two options: either you fight, you stand and fight, or you run and you retreat. There is nothing else. There is no middle ground when it comes to fighting Shawn Porter. So for me, there are two elements to this fight. Is Danny Garcia as bad as I think he really is as a fighter, and how I feel he's gotten over on the scorecards against guys he shouldn't have gotten over? Or is Danny Garcia really, an enigma, an anomaly, someone who is so middle down the road with everything and can consistently beat top guys? No, I do not think he is. I truly do believe that Danny Garcia, if he fights Shawn Porter, that will be the end of Danny Garcia at 147. And you guys don't have to like that, but I'm gonna always speak my truth. I'm always gonna tell you how I see things, and the way I see it is that Shawn Porter, even though he's wild and gets caught in exchanges, even though when he tends to back up, he backs up with his hands down, there's no downside to his offensive game when I'm looking at it and I'm matching it up against Danny Garcia's offensive game. See, the problem is that Danny Garcia doesn't take half-step backs, okay, to create space for his shots. The problem is that Danny Garcia doesn't even move his head. The problem is that Danny Garcia, he tends to back straight up. The problem is that Danny gets bothered by jabs, okay? The problem is Danny Garcia needs space to throw his punches. The problem is that Shawn Porter is going to smother every single offensive thing that Danny Garcia tries to do. And what's going to happen is that you're going to fundamentally start to watch Danny Garcia break down the way he broke down against Lamont Peterson, the way he showed effects as if he was going to break down fighting even the Brandon Rios fight. Okay, can't nobody tell me that the first half of that fight you didn't start to think to yourself that holy shit, maybe Brandon Rios has a shot, because he kept pressing the action and you kept him on the back. He kept Danny Garcia on the back foot. Shawn Porter is going to do all these things, but at a more ferocious and greater speed. Okay? He's going to literally bully Danny Garcia from pillar to post the entire fight. Okay? And it's not going to be pretty. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's something that Roy Jones said about Amir Khan when he fought Marcos Maidana. He said it doesn't matter how tough you think your chin is or how much you think you can take. If you keep getting hit, and if he has, I don't know if anybody's realized this, but during the course of the last 3 fights with Danny Garcia, you're watching him get hit cleaner and cleaner, flusher and flusher on his chin. The more he takes these hits, and he's good, and again, it doesn't get any top or better competition than Shawn Porter next to Errol Spence Jr. or Keith Thurman in the welterweight division. You cannot keep taking these shots flush on your chin and think that you're going to be able to walk up walk through it. Let me tell you something. What bothers me most, when he fought Keith Thurman hasn't shown that one-time Keith Thurman power in a long time. When he fought, even when he fought Shawn Porter, he hit Shawn Porter, he stunned Shawn Porter, but never ever have you seen someone almost topple completely over twice the way Danny Garcia did when he fought Keith Thurman. I'm telling you, this boy is relying on his youth to get him through these fights. And in boxing, when you take too many shots, and just look at the history of Danny Garcia's fights, he usually leaves fights with his face mashed up. This boy doesn't have defense like people think he does. They think he has decent defense, and he doesn't. Shawn Porter will annihilate Danny Garcia. I'm telling you now. This fight, even though they're ordering this fight, or they're looking at potentially getting ready to order this fight, I guarantee you, if Danny Garcia takes this fight, this will be the end of Danny Garcia as anything sort of being considered a contender at 147, or they will not take this fight. They will find someone else to fight. Okay, because Shawn Porter, why do you think Kenny and Shawn, they want this fight? This dude is food for Shawn Porter. This is like, this one, he could actually, and I keep seeing people, since this whole news has come out, they're talking about how, yeah, let's go Danny, let's go Danny. Dude, Danny doesn't even throw enough punches per round to be able to match the work output of Shawn Porter. So you lose on that end. What makes you think that this dude, and the fact that Porter digs to the body and the head, this is a bad look, man. Just a bad look.